Money on Main Street is back. It's time for our CEO sit down. Today we have Jon Ten Haagen of the Ten Haagen Financial Group on board with us. He's a certified financial planner and he's been a retirement planning consultant for more than 20 years. He was past president and treasurer of the Pension Council of Long Island. So we figured he'd be perfect for our discussion on retirement planning. Thanks for joining us, Jon.
My pleasure.
Now, I saw one report that says that over the next 20 years, some 10,000 people are going to retire daily, and that 74% of Americans feel that they're going to have to work even after they retire. We're clearly not prepared.
Right.
How do we get people prepared, and especially those who are business owners?
Education.
What do we do? 1, 2, 3.
Get them to understand and realize the sooner you start, the sooner you get to where you want to go. The worst thing you can do is not start. And I hear people all the time, oh, I can't afford to because I don't have any money. Well, if you have $12.50 a week times 4, that's per month, it's $50. That's the minimum you can invest into a mutual fund on an automatic reinvestment. So you don't need to have lots and lots of money.
Well, when you put it like that, that sounds certainly attainable.
Yeah, you give up a carton of cigarettes, you give up a pack of cigarettes these days, or a
couple frappuccinos.
Exactly, yeah.
So let's say you're a business owner, you want to do the right thing, you want to help your employees retire. What do you do? What do you start out with at the outset?
Well, you've got to find out what you can afford to do. I mean, you've got IRAs, you've got Roths, you've got SEPs, you've got simple IRAs, you've got 401ks, you've got all kinds of plans. A lot of them, you don't have any filing regulations with Form 5500s, so you can just start the thing, it's whatever the costs are, opening a group mutual fund.
Now, what would a typical cost be for X number of employees? Give me an example so that we can put those abstract numbers into something concrete for people to understand.
Well, if you're an employer, you've got 10, 15, 20 people, and you want to start a plan, do you want to put money in for them, or do you want them just to have a vehicle that they can put retirement money into?
Now, how does that help you if you put the money in for them?
Well, it helps me because it retains key employees. They'd want to stay there because I'm benefiting them, and I get tax credits and such for doing that.
Now, if you're an employee, what do you do?
Put the money in when you get the opportunity to get into that plan. That's the main thing to do is get involved. And talk to your financial planner as to what are my choices. I have so many people, oh, I'm doing a stable value fund because it's 2.5% return and it doesn't go up or down a lot, it's nice and stable. Well, that's fine, but look at your age, look when you want to retire, and at 2.5% your money will double every 28.8 years. How many doubles do you have until you retire?
Not a lot.
Exactly, so you've got to find the best avenue to put your money into. It's got to be a diverse portfolio.
Now, for small business owners who aren't so savvy with these kinds of things, what are the 3 questions they have to ask their financial planner to set up these retirement plans?
Do I have the wherewithal to put the money in for my clients? Do I want to go through a 401k where I have all kinds of filings and such? I've got to get an actuary or TPA, third-party administrator. It's going to cost me $1,500 to $2,000 to set it up and run it, and probably $1,000 to $1,200 a year for the third-party administrator, the actuary, to do the reporting that you need.
And what would you say is the per-employee cost that you would have to dole out every year or per month?
Well, if you have what's called a safe harbor 401k, you match dollar for dollar up the first 3% of the employee's contribution, and then 50% of the next 2%. So basically, you're putting in 4%, as long as they're putting in 5 or more.
And final thoughts, tell me what are the key pieces of advice, tips that people would have no clue about that they should know about retirement planning?
Talk to somebody that has the knowledge.
Who is that?
Well, I'm prejudiced. I think it's a certified financial planner. You go to a wirehouse broker and they're most likely going to try and put you into something that their company sells. So you want diversification, you want a wide choice.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you so much for your advice.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with more Money on Main Street. Please stay with us.